What's up, adventurers? Come with me as I make my Behemoth Monster Costume. Part 3, Assembly. The primary component to this costume is this thrifted set of football shoulder pads. Holes were drilled to fit a bolt that I'm going to use to attach the skulls. These are what I had on hand. It would have been easier if they were shorter. I used washers to help keep everything securely in place. More surface area helps keep anything from being torn out. For the plastic skulls, I poked some holes with a wood burner and cut out a little flap in the back so I could get inside to secure the bolt with a butterfly screw. The flap just gets pushed back inside after I'm done. From here, I poked some holes and strung some twine through the bones so I could tie them on. The idea was to have them swing and sway with the costume's movement. Everything is very secure at this point. My little skull friends aren't going anywhere. Now we are back outside with our good friend contact cement. I apply a good coat of glue on the bottom of the bone spike and on the shoulder pad. Let it dry until just barely tacky. Once it sticks, so be careful and confident in your gluing. I reinforced the base with some gaff tape. The more surface area holding it down, the less chance it has of being ripped off. With some acrylic paint, everything blends together nicely. For the back spikes, I made a removable panel from scrap foam. The spikes make the costume bulky, and for purposes of transportation and storage, having everything permanently attached is inconvenient at best. I made some straps to hold it snugly to the shoulder pads, but it can be removed if needed. The attachment process of the spikes remains the same. Contact cement, stick together, reinforce with gaff tape, and paint to conceal. To disguise the shoulder pads, I used all kinds of scrap fabric to make a shredded mantle. I cut holes in an old scarf for a cape, netting from an old mermaid costume, fake fur, and scrap cuttings glued or safety pinned together. I strung and tied more corpsed bones into the netting to continue that swooshy, dangling bone aesthetic. Layers always look good, so I added a second mantle made from an old blanket. I cut a neck hole in the center and shredded the edges to hang down all over the place. It also hid the rest of the shoulder pads that the cape didn't cover. I had some plastic chain from an old project, which I draped around the bones and hand-stitched to keep in place. A short mobility test? Good news. It works, and I love the swoosh. For my costume choice, I went with a base layer of an old Halloween costume. I bloodied it with some crimson fabric paint and cut it up with scissors for that creepy, worn look. For the second layer tabard, I just took a long piece of fabric, cut a neck hole, and spray painted a symbol on the chest. Nothing is hemmed, and where I could, I ripped and frayed the edges. I added a belt to keep me from looking like a pile of fabric and just tied on extra netting, fake fur, and hanging bones. I really love how diverse this costume can be. I could go with makeup or mask, become an undead, a monster, a demon, and it's all very mobile, comfortable, and generally pretty fast to put on.